Hello, my name is Dr. Bill Geary, and welcome to our Training into Practice video series. Today, we are walking through an activity that accompanies our most recent webinar entitled Functional Evaluation for Coalitions Using Data Strategically. The activity will help your organization identify how well your data collection matches your organizational goals. We will begin with a quick overview of the webinar, followed by an introduction to the templates and a description of their use. Finally, I will offer some thoughts to keep in mind as you go through the exercise. It is important to think carefully about who should be included in this conversation. Some coalitions will want to use their entire membership to participate, while others may want only a segment of their coalition to participate. It's also reasonable to have different participants for various parts of this process. For example, some coalitions may want every member to participate in the goal prioritization process, but only a handful to participate in the actual alignment exercise. Each of these approaches has their challenges and benefits, so it is important for the coalition to find agreement regarding the appropriate level and type of participation. Now let's talk about the webinar. Functional evaluation refers to using data strategically to align with your goals. Benefits of this process include identifying your coalition's most valuable data, helping you collect the data you truly need, adjusting data collection to meet your goals, and using data as efficiently as possible. In the webinar, we talked about the two categories of coalition data. The first category applies to the coalition and includes data about capacity and coalition outputs. The second category applies to the community and includes consequences and outcomes. Your coalition is probably already collecting data across these categories, and the first step of aligning data to your goals is listing the data you are currently collecting. After you have listed your data, you'll need to align them with your organizational goals. So the next step is clearly identifying those goals. During the webinar, we summarized research describing the 8 goals for evaluation. The goal categories include control, budget, celebrate, motivate, promote, appraise, learn, and improve. We can use the question-driven approach to help clearly identify the various goals of an organization or coalition. Here we have the primary question that identifies each evaluation goal. You might notice that some of these concepts overlap. The key is to identify which questions most closely relate to your goals. The definitions are included in the first worksheet that we will discuss. This worksheet will help you identify which goals you think are most or least important for your coalition. This is a good tool to generate discussion and reach agreement about your coalition's priorities. Once you have identified and agreed upon the importance of these goals to the coalition, you can begin to align your goals to your data. This next worksheet will help you identify which data is most important to your coalition. You will start by listing the data being collected in the first column. You then identify the various goals that are achieved through each piece of data. This exercise works best if you list the specific data your coalition is collecting. For example, if you use student survey data as a measure of 30-day use of marijuana, rather than writing 30-day use of marijuana in the data column, you would refer to the specific question that you use in the survey. With an understanding of which goals are most important to your coalition, and an understanding of the resources required to collect each piece of data, this worksheet will help you clearly identify your data strengths and weaknesses. Your coalition can then use this information to be more proactive about data collection and the use of data. When going through this group exercise, there are a few things to keep in mind. It is expected that the coalition will have multiple high-priority goals. You will probably identify data that will align with multiple goals. It is also important to remember that data has a life cycle beginning with identification and collection and ending with the decision that the data is no longer needed or should be thrown away. Any part of this life cycle can be used to achieve your coalition's goals. Finally, keep in mind that your coalition's goals may change over time. Thank you very much for your interest in coalition evaluation and for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments about this exercise or the information described, please contact me at wgeary@globalevaluationsolutions.com. Please also remember that if you have any need for technical assistance on evaluation, drop us an email at help@coalitionevaluation.com.